Are you ready to become awesomer? Hello everyone, my name is Umar. I'm your host on the No Limit Selling podcast, where industry leaders share their tips, strategy, and advice on how you can become better, stronger, faster. Just before we get started, I've got a question for you. Do you have a negative voice inside your head? We all do, right? I'm going to help you remove that voice in under 30 days guaranteed. Not only remove it, but transform it. So instead of the voice that sabotages you, there's one that propels you to much higher levels of performance and success. There's a link in the show notes. Click on it to find out more. All right, let's get started. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the No Limit Selling podcast. And today it's going to be a special episode because we're going to be talking about aging, and our beliefs in society about old people are entrenched and they're not true. And I'll give you just a data point. Did you know that people over 65 have more sex than people that are in their 30s? Well, thanks to Viagra, but still, there's romance there, and you wouldn't think it. They're not dead. And the thing that kind of amazes me is you have grandmother, and they're talking to the granddaughters who are like, you've only had sex twice, grandmom, and you've had a boring life. And it's like, no, I was young and vibrant, and I lived, and I traveled, and I did these amazing things. And stop pigeonholing me, you whippersnapper, you. Barbara, welcome to the program.
Welcome. Thank you for having me. This is going to be such a blast because, I'm a senior and I want to be the epitome, the poster child for being a senior. And what that means for me is that I am a successful, energetic, no nonsense, outrageous rebel looking for her next adventure.
Love it.
And that's how we're supposed to live.
So what's kind of interesting is there's this old stupid joke, and it's a little off color, but I will make it PG friendly. It's two bulls on a hilltop, a wiser older bull and a young, up and coming bull. And there's some cows in the valley, and the younger bull says, "Let's go down there and make love to a cow." And let's run down there and make love to a cow. And the wiser one says, "Let's walk down there and make love to them all." And so there's like wisdom. Now with healthcare and longevity, we're vibrant, we're strong, and we travel, we got disposable income. The world is our oyster. The only thing stopping us is our own thoughts, because there's lots of people that are ancient when they're not.
Exactly. That's like one of the things this summer. I did a road trip and I drove 4,295 miles.
Yes.
And some of my friends said, "You did what?" I went, "Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. I drove from Chicago to Tulsa to Texas, and then Texas to St. George, Utah, and then back."
And half the mileage was just in frickin' Texas because it's such a big state.
Yeah, it was amazing. But you know what? And people were like, "But you're in your 70s." I went, "Yeah." And I did it because I can.
I want you to do something for me. I want you to touch me right here. Why? Because I have a pulse. I'm not dead.
I'm not dead. And I have to admit, I feel better now in my 70s than I did in my 40s.
I can believe it. I was like in my 20s. I was in Cairo, and at the hotel, there was this couple there. It was a son who was like in his 40s, Australian, and his mom who was way in her 60s, 70s. And they were traveling the world semi-together. They would actually arrive to like Iran, and then the son went to this country, she went to another country, and they met up in Cairo, and they were traveling the world, but not like, "Help your dear old mother." She was like, "Yeah, you go where you want to go. Let's meet in London in 3 months." And it helped me redefine what it meant to be senior. And it wasn't decrepit. It was like vibrant and vital.
Right. The two things that are absolutely essential. The thing is that, like for me, I think there's three critical elements to age gracefully. Have your mental
plastic surgery. No, not that bad. Bad Umar. Sorry, you got to say things.
There are some things. Yeah, okay, fine. I did have to have my eyes done.
Yeah. Hallelujah. Blessing.
It turned out that I had lost like 20 points of my vision. And I said, "So, okay, yeah, it was a bit vain, but yeah, but I wasn't seeing as well. So, yes, I had that done, my eyelids done."
But your husband
Okay,
looked way more attractive, and then you had
yeah.
them done. What the hell were you thinking?
But more than the outside is the internal mental fitness.
Yes.
Which means you don't have dementia, you are aware of positive intelligence so that you know how to handle the thing. We all have things that happen in our lives. How do you handle them? Are you letting other people tell you what to do? Are you having letting other people make you crazy? Or are you handling it and going, you know what, that might be them, but that's not for me. Those that mental things, and plus the mental blocks that, oh, yike, I'm 72. I can't do that. The words I can't are get them out of your vocabulary.
Yeah, so you want to hear, not many people know about these mass murderers. Let me tell you about them. Don't tell anybody else. They're called CEOs. And CEOs of large corporations and mass murderers, I'm only kidding because this is what happens, is a lot of people, they reach a certain age and they retire with a nice
Mhm.
retirement package and they go home and they die.
And they
And
die.
so corporations, this one actually here in Canada, that they said, oh, wait a minute, all these people are dying. What we need to do is help them get purpose. Because if you go and say, I'm gonna garden and I will watch TV, you will 6 months, baby. That's all you got. But if you have a purpose, work with the church, go traveling, go do something that adds value to the world, adds value to you, you've got another 20, 30 years left of
Oh, if
joyful
not more.
living. So you can't retire and give up. And the other thing that's dumb, I'm in a feisty mood today, is that these
Oh,
people that say, when I retire, I will travel and see the world. And when I do this, it's like, you'll know.
no.
If it's a passion, do it now.
Do it
Because you
now.
can do it now. And so I
Right.
can actually I could travel with $100,000, go to 2 countries, have a great time, maybe go to one country.
Mhm.
Or I could say $2,000 a month. I can go to many countries at $2,000 a month and live with the
Exactly.
community and eat and rejoice and
Mhm.
dance. So you don't need a lot of wealth to go do this. You can do this on a budget. And it's not
Right.
about where you stay anyway. It's about who you meet and the
Right.
experiences you have.
Right. And that all comes into, like, with me, I talk about mindset. I teach about my clients about mindset. Okay, is your mindset, the key word there is set, or are you willing to have a mind shift and then go into mind flow? Now
Nice.
that you are in flow, you are going to enjoy your life more because you have the mental. But then the second thing of the three critical things is you have to have your energy. And that's your physical body. We have been given a bill of goods that we have to be on medication, all of those things. There is a place for medicine. Absolutely. It's not in everyday life though. We need to get nutritionally our God made our bodies to work correctly. All we have to do is put the right tools in to get it done. So that's where I'm at. That's my space. But then a third thing is to have that, what you just talked about, that financial fitness. But in order to have financial fitness, you have to have a financial vehicle.
Yeah.
And that's what so many people, they trade their time for dollars. They come to the end of their life, they don't have enough money to retire on. So consequently, that, well, I don't have the money to do that. Oh, I don't have the money to do that. Oh, I can't afford that. So now where are they? They're stuck at home. They're watching TV, and then within 6 months to 2 years, they're dead.
Yeah. So one of the things, if you're not ancient and you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, there's one exercise you can do that doesn't cost you a nickel, and that's walking.
Yes.
Just start
You know,
walking. You don't need to run. You don't need to be athletic, but just walking is such a great way. So I was traveling in Greece and Portugal, and I was putting on. I'm in Canada now, so it's against the law to say miles. I
yeah.
was doing like 20 kilometers a day, and it seems like a lot. That's probably around about 12 miles a day. And it was like wake up in the morning, go for a morning walk, and then come back, and then I'm going to a place, and it's only like a mile and a half away from where I'm staying at my Airbnb, and it's like I could take an Uber or I could walk and I get to meet people and see things on the way there. And you don't even realize you're doing it. And, where you intersect with life. And you don't have to go traveling to do this. You can do this
No.
in your town right now, wherever you are. Go to an art gallery, go to a zoo, go to
Yeah.
a place that, say hello to somebody sitting on a bench.
Right. Go to the park and watch kids play, and then watch to see what the mother is doing. And if she's a harried, you know, go help her with the kids. Say,
Yeah.
I'll just stay here and watch and just, it's all about helping people. That's to me is like one a friend of mine. One time we had after my husband passed away, I had no idea who I was, and that's kind of how my journey started. That who was I outside of all the labels that I had put on
Yeah.
myself? And so, being daughter and then being wife and then being mother and then being divorced failure and then being a wife again and then being a grandmother and now I'm a widow. So, okay, who am I within all of that? But that's what I am finding now is happening to people that are, especially men, that are coming up to retirement. They have no idea who they are outside of their label, their title.
One of the labels that you were telling me about that you have is sexy bitch. And I thought,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
amazing.
No, that's my next life, absolutely, my continued life.
And I think
But
really, well, just kind of
anyway,
going back to that, I was being silly, but sexiness has a lot more to do with how you see yourself
you see yourself.
than
Exactly,
being, physically beautiful, which is, both would be nice. But the one that's most
right.
important is how you feel about yourself. And that's one of the blessings people get when they get older is they can choose to be comfortable in their own skin and know who they are. They don't have to put on airs about, oh, I need to look pretty here or smart over there. It's just like, dude, this is what you got.
This is
How
it.
can I help?
This is me authentically me. And if you don't like something, if you don't particularly like something, what I'm doing, then that's your problem. That's your issue. It's not mine. And your opinion of me is none of my business. I mean, yes,
Yeah.
we have to be kind. That I truly believe that we need more kindness in the world. Let's be kind. And then once we get that, I mean, if we that's one of my things, and that's how part of what I do started. A friend of mine one day just said to me, she said, "Well, Barb, what do you want?" I said, "You know what? I just want people to be happy." She said, "Well, then that's your thing." And so from that moment, everything became that to make happiness the norm rather than the exception. Because
Yeah.
I truly believe that each and every one of us deserves to lead a happy, healthy, financially free, abundant life. But it starts with you.
Absolutely, and I think there's this old, I know a bunch of stupid jokes, and this one you've probably heard of. It's a boy goes into this room and it's just full of like horse poop, and the guy's like, "Oh, this is disgusting! I want to get out of here." Second kid comes in and he's so excited, he starts digging in the poop, and it's like, "What the hell are you doing?" It's like, "With all this horse poop, there's got to be a pony in there somewhere." And
Yes,
and
right.
pretty much
It's
right now, you can choose to see things as dreadful or
right.
amazing. And here's what I know as a truth, at least my truth, is if you see things in a wonderful way, wonderful things happen to you, and you get
Exactly.
opportunities to kind of experience that. Like the other day, I was at downtown Brampton, which is like a 5 minute walk from here,
Mhm.
and they've got this art gallery. So I just walked in there, and they had this breathtaking exhibit. And one of the things in the exhibit was Native Canadians, like Indians,
Mhm.
and they're in their ceremonial
Oh,
glory with this large picture. And then you see the same person in the pictures standing right next to themselves in like jeans and a t-shirt, and they just look like an average Joe. But when you
right.
see them in their costume, it's like, oh, and it was just
Wow.
seeing that contrast was like breathtaking. So
Right.
here's my advice: how to stay young. Number one, walk.
Right.
Number two, eat well. You don't have to be a vegetarian or keto or whatever, but my personal advice is eat a lot of vegetables, eat salads, and then have meat if that turns you on. Do that too, but make a lot of that live stuff part of you. And number three, laugh every day. If you got to
Yes.
watch like Colbert or somebody else, laugh every day. And number four, help another human being.
Mhm.
Lots of people need help, and sometimes it's just a phone call to somebody you know that just needs to hear from you and say, "Hey, Barb? Are you doing
How are you
okay?
doing?
Yeah.
How are
What are
you
you
doing?
working on?"
Reach out.
So, what would
That's
you
one of the
change in that list? What would you add to that list?
you know, I think for me is find your purpose. And the thing is, so many people think that their purpose, and I was one of them for so many years, uh, that I thought that my purpose had to be something big, grandiose type of thing. Well, now I have realized that my purpose is only just three little things: serve God, learn, and then to teach others what I have learned.
Love it.
Oh, wow. Find your purpose. So, because either you have a purpose or you have a passion. What are you passionate about? What is a cause that you are passionate about? Like with me, one of my things is I want to clean up the trash that's in the middle of the Pacific Ocean
Right.
that we have created. Has a world that is, I mean, it's an island of garbage in the middle of the beautiful Pacific Ocean. What's it doing there? And we did it. But
Yep. It's
now
waiting
we've
for.
got to take responsibility to clean it up. So get in touch with something that is like, oh, wow, I want to get in touch with that and I want to support that. I want to help that. Whatever
So it could
that,
be helping kids read. I'm not sure if you know this,
exactly.
Barb, but some of the best teachers teaching little kids how to read, they have
Hmm.
four legs and a wet nose. Have you heard
Yes,
of this?
exactly.
So
I've
they
heard
have
bits of it.
dogs go into libraries and into schools and teach kids how to read. And here's why it's important: is when a kid is reading to an adult, they feel
Hmm.
self-conscious. Like, am I doing this
Right,
right? When they're reading to a dog, they're just reading. And the dog is like, I'm getting attention. And it's just amazing how it transforms. So whatever you want to do. By the way, my purpose is to be a joyful educator.
right.
And that's what I get to do every day. And I love my life. But whatever it is for you, there's more than enough opportunity out there. And it could be an art. You could suck at painting. But if that's your purpose, go paint. Go have fun.
One of the things that I always share with people is that, what, a friend of mine is a dog walker. She loves to walk. And she says, and at first it was like, well, who's going to pay me to walk their dog? I said, the busy CEOs. They're
Yep.
the ones that are going to pay you to walk their dog. So go do it. And now, I mean, yeah, she walks dogs and loves it. Loves it. Find whatever it is that you like to
Yeah.
do, whether it is talking, working with kids. Like my daughter-in-law, she works with kids. She does a preschool. I don't know how she does it. She does 3 and 4-year-olds. Oh, brother, she has more patience than a saint. And I see evidence of it. It's like, oh, brother, how do you put up with this screaming child? And yet she does, because that's what she loves to do. So find the thing that you love to do.
So you bring up a good point. Is when you find purpose, it doesn't mean that every day is an amazing day. But
No,
what's interesting is when you don't have purpose and you have a crappy day, it's a crappy day.
right,
When you have purpose and you're doing what you love to do, and you have a crappy day, you come home energized.
right.
Today was a pretty awesome day. Well, this thing happened, but yeah, who cares? And
Yeah.
so I agree. Find purpose, have passion. So
Have passion or drive. What are you driven to do? Because it's they sound similar, but they're slightly different. What drives you? It might just see what drives you when you see something. It's
yeah,
just all it is that something to spark that that what I talk about, from taking you from your mindset into your mind shift. It's that, so whatever that is, purpose, passion, or drive, what is going to make that shift to take you into flow? And once you can do that, you're on your way.
brilliant. So, Barb, a couple things. Number one, if you and I, so let's you and I play, and we'll play at. You come up with five things. I'll come up with five things. How society sees old people. I'm not sure we can do that, but you start. What's one of the ways society sees old people?
Well, there's depending on if you want the negative and the positive.
I'm talking
I
about the
choose.
negative.
Oh,
So
the
we're going to go to the
negative.
positive in a minute. How we want to change it? Because in society, there's a set of beliefs around old people and aging. So
Right.
let's take a look at those. So let's see what kind of list we can get.
That they're in walkers, they're crabby, they're senile, they've lost their memory. Senile is a biggie. But they're lonely and they're disconnected.
Yeah, and they're helpless.
Yeah.
They're hopeless because they fall for all these scams.
Oh,
They're out of touch with modern reality, like the norms are so ancient. So now, so you did a better job than me. I only came up with three. Let's how society should see people that are a vibrant part of society. How should we see them?
that vibrant is a perfect word. We should people should see seniors like for myself. As I told you, I'm a successful, I'm energetic, no nonsense, inspiring, outrageous rebel. That's how people should see us because we are ready for our next adventure. What are you going to do? I mean, not every day, but gee, like right now, I'm already planning my next trip to St. George, Utah. That's going to
Nice.
be in January. I'm already planning it. I'm already
So
thinking about it. It's like, ooh, I can't wait. Am I going to drive again? I mean, it was a great drive, but it's winter, or am I going to fly, or am I going to have do something else?
pogo stick.
Yeah. Well, now that I wouldn't do. But, it's just it's and that part of it that planning, anticipation can do so much more than almost anything. To have something to look forward to. And I'm not and
Absolutely.
I'm and not just rely on your family to supply it to you.
Absolutely. And I think very much just you need to savor every single moment of
Favor
life.
everyone. Yeah.
And if you're looking to savor it, it brings a different lens in and you look
Mhm.
at the world differently. If it's like, oh, I gotta wait till Sunday and I can see my family. It's like, oh my God,
Yeah.
don't. It's like, hey, I'm not gonna be here Sunday. I'm going on a
Right.
camping trip. You want to meet me? Meet me at
Right.
Yellowstone. It's the way it should be, right?
Right. Right. Well, and,
Barbara,
and Zoom is Zoom. Zoom has no distance.
yeah, absolutely.
So if you don't feel like you have a friend, well, reach out. There are so many senior groups. Find one. Like I'm in part of a group that's called the Sassy Seniors. Hey,
Nice.
we're from all over.
Love that. This is a topic we need to go deeper on at a later time. Barb, thanks so much for coming on the show. And before we go, you
Thank you so
help
much
people
for having me.
transform from being the old way of thinking to this new, vibrant way of living and helping people make that transformation. How can they get a hold of you?
Absolutely. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn, Barbara Ellison, and I'm the midlife mentor. And so you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. You can email me at Barbara at trendsinmarketingenterprises.com. You can do that, or I'm on Facebook, Barbara Lunan, Aging Gracefully.
Love it. We're going to put all the links in the show notes. Thanks so much for being on the show, and I
Oh, thanks
enjoyed
for
our
having me.
visit today.
This is good.
If you enjoyed this episode, please go to iTunes and leave a 5-star rating. And if you're looking for more tools, go to my website at nolimitselling.com. I've got a free mind training course there that's going to teach you some insights from the world of neuro-linguistic programming, and that is the fastest way to get better results.